Hey guys, so I want to come on here and talk today and talk about this, this once saved, always saved doctrine. And I want to really break that down and break the implications of what they really mean down, right? So many people have a wrong view of what once saved, always saved mean, right? People think once you get saved from God, he saves you from all your sins. Which I'm gonna break this down. God, He saves you from all your past and He forgives all your past sins. So you don't continue to go and live in sin anymore. You have to stop sinning, right? And so many people have this false belief or false saying that once God saved you, you saved forever. He forgives you for your past sins and for your future sins, which is not true. Which is not true. The hardest thing you will ever do in your lifetime, in this existence, the hardest thing you will ever do is be holy and follow Jesus. That's the hardest thing you will ever do, because even Jesus himself said the way to my Father's kingdom is very difficult and very hard. And that's why many people don't make it. He said, Jesus also said this, to whom overcome and endure, I will give to sit with me at my right, as I overcame and sat with my Father at his right hand. So you have to understand that, and it's very difficult. I don't want nobody to come on here and make you seem like walking with God is easy. Walking with God is the most difficult thing you will ever do in your life. It's the hardest thing you will ever do in your life. Everybody have their own temptations. Everybody have their own struggles. Everybody have their own problems, right? Walking with God is the toughest thing you will ever do in life, because you have to understand we are here on this planet fighting against principalities, fighting against Satan, fighting against demons, fighting against real life things that's on this earth. We can't see it in this realm, but these spiritual beings are on this earth. And we don't know how it feels to be perfect. We were never Adam. Adam was created perfect, no temptation. He was created perfect, no temptations, no suffering. We don't know what it feels to live like that. We fall it. We in the nature. We have temptations. We have struggles. We don't know what it feels like to be perfect, to not worry about temptation, to not worry about struggle, to not worry about pain. We don't know what it feels to be like that. But to those who overcome and endure, they will be able to know what it feels like to be perfect, to be whole, to be one. Right? And so you got to be careful about the doctrines that you listen to. Don't always listen to a doctrine that makes you feel good on the inside. Because humans, us as humans, even I was once like this. We so in tune with emotions and feelings. We put trust and feelings in emotions more than we put faith and trust in truth, right? That's one thing about me. I had to learn how to come out of that. I had to really learn how to really die to my ways, die to myself, die to my own theology, die to my thinking, die to my feelings. I had to die, and I had to learn how to become like God. I had to learn how to think like God, learn how to be like Him. Come out my own selfish ways, because at the end of the day, you have to understand this. You are not created for yourself. You are not created, just to have kids. You are not created just to play around it and enjoy this life. Because God says this: if this is your heaven, you got a bigger hell waiting on you. It's nothing wrong with, enjoying your life. You can enjoy life for sure. You can definitely enjoy life, but without the sin part, because it's a lot more you can do when you're sinning. You can have a lot more pleasure in sin, than learning how to be holy and being one with God. So you guys got to be careful about who you listen to, what teachers you listen to, who you bring into your home, who you bring into your life, what man you bring into your life, what woman you bring into your life. Because all these things, you have to understand, the devil works in mysterious ways. And if you're not spiritual, the devil can send a woman into your life, and the devil can send a man into your life. Even the devil gets inside children. The devil can send children into your life. This is all true. The spiritual realm, God has blessed me. I prayed and I asked God to bless me with a knowledge that surpass all knowledge. And one thing about God, He always kept His end of His deal with me. He always kept His end of the deal with me. Like I said, I got years of knowledge about spiritual things and the realms that we can't see. There's more than just this realm that we can see. The things that you can't see are more real than the things that you can see. And people nowadays, and I'm gonna give you some knowledge. It would be better for you to spend more time at funerals than to go and party. It's better for you because we all know that we must die. But people, they so blinded by Satan, they feel like this life is just it. I'm just here to have a good time. I'm just here to have fun. And that's so far from the truth. You are here for God. You are here to do the will of God. All his creatures subject themselves to him for his sole rule. And regardless, if you decide to do the will of God or not, his perfect will be done. He's getting up people that's going to want to worship him. And he's going to have his wish. He's going to have what he created. He's going to have it. With you in it or with you out of it. And so, you guys got to really be careful about your walk. Because the hardest thing, to do is not to even get saved. Getting saved is the easy part. Getting demons cast out is the easy part. The hard part about this journey is to endure. That's the hardest thing because you can always go back. So that once saved, always saved. You have to understand once you get to that once saved, always saved part. He only saves you from your past sins. Now, if you continue to live in those past sins that you used to do, and if you continue to live in those things, God will cut your grace off. He will cut His mercy off, and your light will be out. You won't have any help spiritually. So when you die, your soul is going straight to hell. It is possible at one point during your sanctification, you were saved. You was locked in. You were saved. And a lot of people was like that. A lot of people was like that. At one point, King Solomon was saved. God put a special grace upon King Solomon's life, but King Solomon turned against God, and he went and worshipped idols, and he lost his grace. He lost his mercy with God, and God he sent him along his way with the devil, and the devil has brought many great men and many great women down. Because the hardest thing about this journey is to endure. Getting saved is the easy part. Staying saved is the hard part. Staying saved because you have so much temptations, you have so much struggles. And the thing about it, the devil keeps working on you. The devil keeps working on you. He keep working on you. He keep working on you. Once you fought so hard to get out of whatever you got out of, and God saved you and He delivered you, the devil gonna keep hitting you with temptations. He gonna keep hitting you with temptations. And these things that you trying to fight, you fought so hard to get out of, the flesh enjoys sin. The Bible says, there's enjoyment in sin for a season, but then after that is death. There's pleasure in sin. There's pleasure in it. But you gotta really learn how to walk holy, really learn how to be holy. Right? And this walk with God is very hard. It's very difficult because there's only a few that make it. If you watch my videos and you watch all the scriptures and the things that I teach about, these things people are not teaching y'all about. These things, you are not learning this in church. The things that I'm teaching, you are not learning this in church. You are not learning these from prophets. You are not learning these things from really anyone. Now, God got all His people to do a specific task. God has His prophets to cast out demons and to preach, just His word in the Bible and all that. But there's so much more knowledge than just the 66 books. I have so much knowledge. I prayed to God, asked God to show me, to give me knowledge years ago. And man, it's so much knowledge that I have, but knowledge is useless if you don't apply that knowledge to your life. Your knowledge, you will die useless. You will die like King Solomon. He was the wisest man to ever live. God gave King Solomon control over every wicked spirit, over all spirits. He gave King Solomon, control over all spirits. He had authority over every spirit. God has never given any man any control like that, like how He gave King Solomon over every spirit. That man was wise. And he died a fool. Because of temptation. He loved women. So you guys have to be very, very careful. This walk is very difficult. It's very hard. I'm not here to teach you guys how to feel good about yourselves. That's not what I'm called to do. Because there's so many more people getting saved. There's so many people that's out there that's getting saved. They're getting saved. and they falling away. They falling back into sin, and it's very hard to stay. It's very hard to continue to walk, to endure. That's the hardest thing you have to do. Getting saved, listen to me, getting saved is the easy part. Getting demons cast out is the easy part. Enduring is the hard part. Long suffering, enduring, that's the hard part. It's easy to get saved. It's easy to have demons get cast out. But enduring, not going back to what you used to be stuck in, that's the hard part. Cause so many people understand that. And so many people who are gonna see this video years from now understand once they was once saved, they slided and went back. The temptation slid and went back. Some for a season, some for a little while, some got out. And some stuck forever. Some got stuck in that forever. So you guys have to be very, 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 very careful about the teachings you listen to, about the preachers you listen to, about all these things. Because life is not just about having fun. Life is not just about you. It's not just about, having a job, having kids. Life it's a broader picture than that. You got to think about it. Heaven and hell is so much bigger than this little small earth. You have to think about it. Since the creation of time, people have been going to hell and people have been going to heaven. So you have to understand, heaven and hell is much bigger than this little small earth. Trust me. There's billions and billions and billions and billions of people dying every single day. You have to think about this. Think about this. Since the beginning of time, people have been going to hell. Since the beginning of time. That's been over 6,000 years ago. You got to understand, hell and heaven is huge compared to this little small earth, right? So I want you guys to really be careful and really think about the things that I say, because I have a lot of knowledge and a lot of wisdom about not just this realm, but all the other realms that God created, all the other worlds that God created. Hell is literally, a part of hell is literally under our feet. There's a hell literally under our feet. And there's different departments to hell. There's different levels of hell. That you can never listen. Hell is literally underneath our feet. The top part is small. Underneath us is so much more people down there than it is living. That's alive. So I want you guys to really be careful, really take this walk serious. Really learn how to submit your life to God, because that's the hardest thing you'll do, is to submit your life to God and do what He's created you to do and do what He's told you to do. That's the most difficult thing you will ever do in your life. Getting money is not the hardest thing. Don't get me wrong. Everybody have their own struggles. Jesus said the poor be with you always. But I guarantee you'd rather be poor than want to go to hell, man. You'd rather just have a really crappy life and make it to heaven than to go to hell. I promise you. I have so much knowledge about things that pertain to the spiritual, to the spiritual life, to witches, to warlocks, to demons, to angels, to all these things, bro. And like I always say, if none of this was real, I promise you I would not do it. If I never really had a real genuine encounter with Jesus, if I never really had a real encounter with Him, I wouldn't be doing none of this stuff. I promise you I wouldn't be. So I love you guys. You guys pray. And understand this, guys. Prayer is very powerful. If you're serious about your walk, pray and fast. Pray and fast. Pray and fast. Your words are very powerful. Your words that you speak are very powerful. Everybody has a book written about them in their life in heaven. Listen, one thing about the spiritual realm, everything is already done. Whoever's in hell, they already there. Whoever's in heaven, they are already there. Even if they living right now, if you living right now, your soul is already got a place for you in hell, and your soul already got a place for you in heaven. Everything is already. God knows it all. So you guys be careful. Pray, you fast, you meditate on God's word daily. Learn how to give up your life. Learn how to sacrifice your life for God, because Jesus paid the ultimate price. He paid the ultimate price for your soul. God Himself came down from heaven. The Creator Himself came down from heaven, created a body, manifested His power in the body, and died for you and me. And the least we can do is, it's hard. Don't get me wrong. The least we can do is sacrifice our lives for him. And don't get me wrong, it's very hard. It's very difficult. It's very hard. So I love you guys. You guys stay prayed up. You guys fast. And I can't stress it enough. Fast. Because whatever struggles you're dealing with, fasting will help you. Fasting will help you. Jesus himself, God himself, fasted. He fasted. God himself. If God himself came down from heaven, created a body, and he himself had to fast, listen, you have to fast. God himself came down from heaven, created a body, dwelt himself in the body. If he had to fast, listen, you got to fast. You got to fast. Stop all these things that's in the flesh. You got to fast. All right? So I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.